unleashing a new economic force, gold-backed Russia-Iran cryptocurrency. About 40% of international trade is carried out using the USD. The US dollar hegemony gives America the power to sanction almost any individual, business, institution, or country. How long, though, will the status quo remain the same? A de-dollarization initiative has been set in motion by Russia and Iran. The two countries have joined forces to develop a gold-backed stablecoin for cross-border transactions. Welcome to today's video. We will delve deeper into Russia and Iran's joint plan to issue a gold-backed stablecoin, a.k.a. token of the Persian Gulf region. If the planned stablecoin is a success, it could usher in a new economic order. But what led to this? Attempts at de-dollarization have been going on for some time. The two countries met in January 2022 to remove trade barriers between them. Iran has been under sanctions for some time. Russia got its place on the sanctions list after its invasion of Ukraine, and it seems that a move towards de-dollarization is the next logical step. This joint initiative raises so many interesting questions and leads to further observations. Will the new stablecoin accelerate the trend toward de-dollarization? How will it benefit the two countries? And where does it leave the U.S.? There are several takeaways to take note of. This initiative could reshape the future of global trade while pushing the two countries to adopt a crypto-friendly stance. The future of money is at stake. Stay tuned till the end of the video to see how a new economic force may be unleashed in the world. There is a popular statement that there are no permanent friends but common interest. This statement is mainly used in political circles but also carries the same weight in commerce and finance. Russia and Iran find themselves in a situation where they share common interests. Due to the sanctions imposed on them, they have been pushed out or have limited use of SWIFT, a messaging system through which international payments are initiated. To put it into perspective, here are some statistics to digest. As of 2018, SWIFT links more than 11,000 financial institutions in over 200 countries. In the same year, more than 50% of all high-value transactions were facilitated by SWIFT. But sanctions are not the only reasons for de-dollarization. There is another factor that may not seem very important. In 2022, the USD gained more than 12% as the Federal Reserve hiked rates to fight inflation. This appreciation is a setback for countries with weaker currencies as it negatively impacts them. According to the World Bank, a strong US dollar has three effects on emerging economies. 1. Stress on sovereign debt. 2. Growth concerns as investors may pull funds out of emerging markets. 3. Trade troubles as exports become more expensive due to the appreciation of the dollar. Armed with this shared interest, Russia and Iran are developing a gold-backed stablecoin. A stablecoin is a cryptocurrency backed by real-world assets such as gold, stable fiat currencies, etc. As the name suggests, a stablecoin is meant to be stable. This is different from cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, which are known for their volatility. Launching the token of the Persian Gulf region will not be a walk in the park. Some conditions need to be met, but it's not impossible. The Russia-Iran stablecoin will be launched in an economic zone in Astrakhan, Russia. This zone is the perfect test ground for the proposed stablecoin as it already handles Iranian shipments. An economic zone is a well-defined geographical area meant to attract foreign investments due to favorable conditions for investments and innovations. There is minimum red tape and wide growth opportunities. For this plan to succeed, Russia needs to adopt a framework that legalizes crypto. The Central Bank of the Russian Federation has teased the need to legalize crypto for international payments in an attempt to reduce the impact of financial sanctions. Internally, the central bank has adopted a hardline stance against cryptocurrencies. Russia's central bank governor, Elvira Nabiullina, has reiterated that private cryptocurrencies are opaque, carry a high risk of volatility, and should not be used in settlements. This may change soon when Russia passes its crypto bill. On its part, Iran has not been very friendly to crypto. The country has prohibited its residents from using cryptocurrencies or stablecoins as a form of payment. However, Iran is experimenting with a central bank digital currency or just plain digital rial. Despite the domestic crypto restrictions, the two countries think that a gold-backed stablecoin is a solution for international trade. It must be noted that this is not Russia's first attempt to move away from the US dollar for international trade. In 2014, Russia developed the Financial Messaging System of the Bank of Russia, SPFS, an interbank exchange system, as an alternative to SWIFT. Russia followed this up by trying to expand the SPFS to its partners and allies such as the BRICS bloc, the Eurasian Economic Union, EEU, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and a few more. This move has not yielded the desired results for Russia. BRICS is a bloc of emerging economies that include Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Russia's President Vladimir Putin is open to working with China and other BRICS countries to develop a new reserve currency to rival the US dollar. Putin said that the new currency would be a basket of the currencies of the BRICS member states. With the International Monetary Fund admitting that the US dollar's dominance is shrinking, there is potential for new and existing currencies to take a slice of the pie. There is no doubt that Russia and Iran are counting on their joint gold-backed stablecoin to achieve this. However, this also raises additional questions. Do the two countries have enough gold reserves to back the new stablecoin? And two, is a gold-backed stablecoin flexible enough to deal with economic shocks such as recessions? Let's start with the gold reserves question. Russia is accumulating gold aggressively. Putin's chief economist, Sergei Glaziev, has previously stated that Russia is going to increase its gold output to 500 tons per year, up from 330 tons per year before the imposition of sanctions. For the first time, Russia held more gold than US dollars in its reserve stockpile in 2021. Glaziev has further stated that in the future, Russia will carry out its trade using gold. In part, this has pushed other countries to buy gold as well. China is reported to have bought 250 to 350 tons of gold in November-December 2022. Will Russia and Iran's planned stablecoin usher a return to the gold standard? As of 2022, no fiat currency is backed by gold. Russia pegged the value of its national currency, the ruble, to gold. However, it is not using the gold standard. The ruble itself was on a gold standard from March 1950 to 1961. The U.S. moved from the gold standard in 1971. Some experts would argue that the gold standard would be too rigid to stimulate the economy in case of recessions or economic slowdowns. Russia and Iran won't see it this way. They are simply developing their gold-backed cryptocurrency for international trade, and nothing more. On the other side, the US dollar's dominance is under threat from the petro-yuan. The petro-yuan is the Chinese currency intended for oil trading. China is leveraging its position as the largest importer of oil to settle its foreign oil deals using the yuan. With the West shunning Russia's oil, Russia will look to export its oil to Asian nations. Again, this presents Russia with an opportunity to settle its trade in another currency outside the US dollar. A new pattern is emerging where countries want to have control of the currency being used for foreign trade. This is a pattern of possible economic shift, and Russia and China are leading the way. Countries with common interests are looking for new ways to trade outside the US dollar and the SWIFT network. Russia has been laying the groundwork for de-dollarization for some time. It has the avenues to do so through crypto and gold. However, it will be a slow process. If successful, the gold-backed stablecoin may take some time to come into the mainstream. On the other hand, China, as a large importer of oil, may be more interested in settling oil transactions using a currency it controls. A new economic order is on the horizon, but it will be different from the current one. It will not rely on a single currency as the global reserve currency. There is potential for several currencies to be used in different trade areas. For example, Russia and Iran will use their gold-backed stablecoin for trading among themselves, and they may use different currencies when they trade with other countries. China will look to the petro-yuan for its oil deals. At this rate, the US dollar will lose its place as the world's reserve currency, but it will likely maintain a small edge since there will be no single reserve currency to challenge it. However, this will mark a win for countries such as Russia, Iran, and China because they want to trade outside the US dollar system without any restrictions.